Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Mr. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the boss of Wagner mercenary group, supposedly said something that is very strange. And that is, he instructed, supposedly, allegedly, reportedly, his employees not to take prisoners of war anymore. That means what? Let them go? Or have them all bloop? Well, I think he means the second option, unfortunately, if true. So let's read this article coming from his friends, the guys from the other side of the battlefield. And I avoided saying Ukrainians, obviously. The Kiev Independent reports on April 23rd, that's Sunday, Wagner Group boss tells his mercenaries not to take POWs. Okay. Wagner Group boss Yevgeny Prigozhin, Putin's confidant, has said he will now instruct his mercenaries not to capture prisoners of war. When I read this one, I was like, oh, that means they're gonna let them just go? Nah, нет, that's not what he meant. And I'm quoting, quoting, hey YouTube, quoting, we will kill everyone on the battlefield. Take no more prisoners of war, exclamation mark, end quote. Prigozhin said on April 23rd in an audio recording in the response to a question posted on the Telegram account of his press service. Prigozhin's decision was apparently made in response to a so-called, and I'm quoting, intercepted conversation, end quote, posted to an unofficial Wagner-affiliated Telegram account, which claimed it was between two Ukrainian soldiers deciding to shoot a prisoner of war. The voices in the 21-second audio file speak Russian and don't even mention that their apparent prisoner is Russian or give any indication that they themselves are Ukrainian. Oh, these guys who posted that file are so dumb, right? I want to get the Ukrainians in trouble and I put two Russians speak, not even try to identify themselves falsely. Yeah, okay. I got that one. Thank you very much. No visual evidence or contextual information is given concerning the recording, making its authenticity highly dubious. Russian media and Telegram channels have notoriously produced many clumsy-made fake intercepted conversations, end quote, claiming to be between Ukrainian soldiers or commanders in the past. But Ukrainians have never done such a thing. Why? Because they're just good people. By definition. Okay. Jesus Christ, man. These guys treat us like we don't deserve, actually. It's unbelievable that they are in power telling us how to think about the world. Anyway, but they have a big chunk of the rubble, which is the society, believing that for lack of knowledge and brains reasons. Russian state-backed Wagner Group has been accused of torturing and executing civilians and POWs in Ukraine, Syria and other countries. Well, I think that's not going to happen anymore. This thing with torturing, I don't think it's going to happen because they will not take prisoners. Now, anyway, that's what war is. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that people with power will always abuse power. Former Wagner mercenaries confessed on April 17 to murdering dozens of Ukrainian POWs, civilians including children. Alright, so this is, again, they tell us how many they killed and how, but everything is good, you have the videos. The people were just said it because they felt the need. After the interview, Prigozhin responded to the former mercenaries' accounts, calling them blatant lies, end quote, adding that Wagner, and I'm quoting, has never touched and does not touch children. He also said that people, and I'm quoting, spreading lies about Wagner were the enemy and that they would be dealt with, and I'm quoting, in a special way, end quote. What do I mean, with Coca-Cola? Executions and tortures of POWs breach the Geneva Conventions and constitute war crimes. Well, I hope they find all the perpetrators or the accused, or put them in a impartial international, I don't want to say tribunal because that's going to get me to Nuremberg and I don't like that, definition and how those were conducted. So I don't know, court of law, and they will be, they will bring accusations, evidence to support the accusations. They will allow them to have full access. Okay, dog, just a second. All right, the dog is gone. I used my, just kidding. The dog has no, how should I put it, no power. It's the adults, but hey, what can you do? Imagine I go outside right now and I start yelling for the next 3 hours continuously like an idiot. And what would people say? Wait a second. We live in a community. Well, we have to respect one another. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on here. The war is as it is, and unfortunately, we have all kind of people who do all kind of stuff. I don't know if for instance, Prigozhin would say such a thing, even if, according to that audio, he said it or not. I don't even know. I mean, you just, how should I put it, incriminate yourself. So I would like, as I said, all the evidence in the trial to be brought, and I would have to allow, this is the basic, the defense to have access to all the information that it can access, like in the Nuremberg trials. Yeah, you know what I mean. If you don't know, read the right books. Right books meaning things that these guys are not really leveling with you, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm not saying the other side, or always more information is good if you want to find the truth. If you want to, keep the status quo and the script, then obviously you don't want any more information, especially if that information comes and destroys your house of cards. So that's why, well, each and every person suspected, and you have evidence to support the allegations or the accusations, bring them on, bring them in front of an impartial international, not 3 countries, the victors that want to give up. That's not a tribunal. No, that's not. It's like you put me in charge of a, how do you call it, a court, as a judge, and I'm going to judge the rapist of, let's say, a daughter of mine or a relative of mine. How impartial do you think I would be? You don't do this, all right? I mean, you bring people that have no connection. So that's why, for instance, the Nuremberg trials were, from the very beginning, kind of like, the Germans were judged by their enemies. I mean, yeah, by whom you'd expect? By the Chinese or by what? But, you know what I mean? That's one of the standards that has to be passed. And then access to evidence. That's a must. You have to allow the other, the defense access to evidence. If you're not, then you can't defend yourself. I mean, how can I produce evidence if you don't allow me access to that little thing over there? But you have access, I don't have access. So I can say how much I want. You're going to say, how do you based on statement on what? On the evidence, on the Can you produce that? No, but no. Okay, then you don't have it. But the other side has it. Or, I want a fair trial. That's what I'm saying. As transparent and fair as possible. So the same with this guy. If this guy really gave that order, now obviously it's against the Geneva Convention. But so many things were against the Geneva Convention. And I don't know. Like for instance, Abu Ghraib. Remember that one in Iraq, and many others that supposedly the Brits were doing the body counts, the Australians in Iraq and Afghanistan, I'm sorry. There were reports. Well, it's many reports. Remember the problem with Assange when WikiLeaks published that video with that helicopters. That caused a big problem. Now what was that? Oh, let's not talk about it. And we don't talk about it. Or they talked about it and nothing happened. So anyway, that's wrong if they do that. And we'll see if that will be the case. But, it's such a, when it's like in a marriage, it starts slowly. Sometimes it starts explosive, but usually it starts slowly and adds. Or you have an argument. You start the argument like a conversation, a discussion, a debate, turns into this and that, and then it turns into a fist fight. That's where these guys are right now. And do you think that these guys are going to say, hey, you slapped me over my lips? I don't give a bong, you know? So you get that point where you don't give a damn. Things that were not to be crossed, they don't care now. I'm just assuming this is a mercenary company anyway, so he's a war criminal by definition. They always say he's a criminal. His mercenary group is a criminal organization, mercenary. So what do you have to do? He can't disprove his thing. These guys every day call him that way. Oh, I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. I would like to find out. But I would also like to find out many other things from the other side. Or the other side has nothing. When you tell me nothing, then all that impartiality is like that. Why? Because we're human, all right? And you tell me that some are perfect, some are not. Even the perfect American army in even the Second World War, and not only that, in Vietnam as well, and in Iraq, and blah, blah, blah. So let's take it easy. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.